when I hear that song. I was like I just know it's coming on. But hey guys, it's your boy TG. I'm your host. Alongside me today is Anthony Prevost. You probably say, "How the hell do you know that man?" Don't ask any questions. Literally, don't ask any questions. But look, I'm gonna let you take a few moments to get in, guys. I gotta let my main man across the screen from me today. And you're just a guy, man. I just see you all over the place. You got a ring. I mean, you got multiple of them. I'm like, man, how much bling do you need? And I'm
More.
like, man, yeah, one more. I'm like, can I join the team? They're like, no, no. I'm like, okay, I'll stay over here. I'll stay over here. But man, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Can't really complain. Blessed and highly favored. Just, looking for more, trying to do more, trying to be more, trying to see more. But excited to be here today with you and, all of your viewers. And I'm ready to get going, man.
Perfect, perfect. Well, look, we got a lot of things to uncover. Look, I got a few viewers. They're popping in all across Facebook, Instagram. This will be on Apple, well, iTunes, I guess you consider it, and all the other things, Google Podcasts. We're all over the place. So you'll hear it tonight. But look, I'm
Major.
going to do it straight out the jump. Breaking news out of what? Foxborough. What? New England. The Patriots. Wait, guess what? Bill Belichick's era is gone. Like, look, I'm going to feel the heartbreak here because I mean, first you get rid of the golden child, Tom Brady. You break everybody's heart. Everybody's like, oh, the heartbreak. Can we text the girlfriend back, baby? I need you back. And then everybody's like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. Time out. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And so now Bill Belichick, ever since then, has arguably haven't had any success. Hasn't had any with Mac Jones. And man, a struggle and not even making the playoffs. That's the worst picture. Now I'm going to tell you this: he's out as of today. That was the first breaking news, which you're probably like, well, TG. There was a lot of coaches that kind of left. They kind of it's like a coach vacation. I don't know what happened. It's coach vacancy. I'm like,
Everybody
what is
got to go
going
back to the
on?
gulag.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I know Black Monday, but what is it? It's what Black Monday normally happens. But this is Thursday. I don't know. I think Black Friday. I'm surprised they didn't wait till Friday. I mean,
Something
it's
going
got a
on.
lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. But I know you're a Patriots fan, so I gotta let you have this one. What do you think? Do you think Bill Belichick should have got like one more season to kind of get everything on the wraps, or is just like, hey, buddy, you got to figure it out. You're exposed now.
Um, well, in the world of coaching, it's kind of how it goes. You got to produce. No matter who you are, no matter where you've been and what you've done, no matter your status or even the people you've had come under you, play under you, coach under you. It's all a part of the business. So for me, I'm happy to see it because it now presents a new opportunity for them. No matter where that may be, and it presents a new opportunity for the next guy up to maybe do the same, if not better. Hopefully not worse, right? But I am excited for him while everyone else is kind of panicking. Um, Now, will it be a little bit different for me? Something to get used to? Absolutely, as it will for most other people, pretty much everybody, even if you're not a Pats fan. Um, but like I said, I'm excited for him in his new opportunity and going forward, and anyone who may be going along with him. I kind of look at it as a Dion kind of thing. Everything's up in the air right now, and there's going to be a lot of speculation on what could be, what should be, and the things that could have or would have been, maybe even should have been. So I think all of that buzz is also going to maybe present some opportunities that may have not have been considered for him going, before this happened. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing for him. I think it's a great thing for his family. I think it's a great thing for the Patriots organization. Um, you know, they've been one of the teams for a long time who, just like other teams who have been under the same leadership. As we've seen other teams in the NFL, switch leadership roles or make adjustments as a part of their staff, and maybe that's brought them more success, or maybe it hasn't. But it's a trial and error, or it's a trial and error, kind of period. You gotta see it to believe it. So you gotta put people in those places, and sometimes you gotta take them out of those places to get where you're trying to go. And it ultimately comes down to the front office, and what they want to decide, and how the budget. There's a bunch of things that go into it. So I'm sure it was a collective decision. It wasn't like a one way kind of deal, and just like comedians and music artists and actors and things like that do, before their next big move. I think this adds towards the promo for it. And I think that's what makes this headline probably more exciting than the rest of the headlines that are pretty similar.
For sure, for sure. So look, we got a lot to uncover. I'm going to run right through them. These Coach Cations, man, I don't know. It's you got Pete Carroll. Now, this is a different scenario. Before I get right into it, Pete Carroll's situation is not that he's out as like the overall organization. His consideration is almost like I can call it like a Frank Beamer with Virginia Tech. Obviously, he left, and everybody's like, "What's going to happen to Tech?" And guess what? They got an advisor role. I'm like,
Right.
what's bigger than being a head coach to being an advisor? Because you're behind the curtain. Ultimately, you may not be the main decision maker, but you do have some type of decision to be within the team. So not only that, Pete Carroll is out as the head coach as he showed emotion, not actually being live on the field, not having that human element of being with the players, but he's going to be advisor with Seattle Seahawks. That's a total different beast. So it's not like, oh, we're going to miss him in total. He's still there. And not
Right.
only that, you got. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like that move for him. It still keeps him a part of the program, the organization, and he still has a touch on the way things move around. The organization there. So I think that's a great move for him. I think they know how deeply invested he is to the organization, and maybe that's why it wasn't just a complete cut of ties there. And maybe there is a lot of things that he can maybe do more for the organization behind the desk than rather on the sidelines. I know sometimes that's a transition that a lot of coaches end up making. Whether it's a productivity kind of transition that has to be made, or maybe it's a front office decision, things like that. My former head coach, my first head coach when I was in college, ended up pretty much doing the same thing. So he retired as the head coach, or was relieved of his duties as the head coach and was replaced by another coach, but he ended up going into the administration side of the athletic department, still being a huge aid to Hampton University, and getting all the behind the scenes things going and being a huge influence there. With the strides that he had made over the years, both as a player and the coach at the university. So I think for Pete Carroll, that's very special what the organization has decided to do for him. I wish him the best of luck going forward in that new position, and I hope he's able to produce just as well there, that he was, on the sideline with those players.
Oh, for sure. That team has been very special, not only during the Russell Wilson era, but then going into the Geno Smith, as we would never picture Geno Smith would touch the field another day in his life and be a starter. And he came
Yeah.
out there looking like what I thought we promising to be into the playoffs, but was cut a little short and sitting on the couch this weekend as the wild card weekend comes up. But just a little bit more coaches to shed light on that are now the light is out is, and I'll run through this list and I'll let you to go here after I bring it up. The Falcons parting ways with their head coach. You got the Commanders and Ron Rivera finally getting outs after 3 or 4 seasons, as that light was fading from a long time ago.
Yes.
Now, not only that, you got the Panthers completely clearing house. They just said, "Hey guys, come on in the room." Well, everyone in this room today, it's your last day. Get yourself and get out. That's just one of the few teams that cleared house. Now, the Jaguars, I will tell you this: Jaguars defensive staff, they got their house cleared. You want to talk about that? Getting their house cleared, they just pull everybody in from the defense. Like offensive coordinators going, "Huh, I wonder what's going on in that room." You see the GM walking the door shut, and everybody gets sent home. That's another like, I don't know, I don't understand. I'm like, did you not see this coming? I mean, Jaguars collapsed. The Giants' defensive coordinator, or DC, as people don't know, he resigned. He just like, I ain't even want to wait till you let y'all fire me. I'm out. I'm out. I'm getting out of here. The Titans head coach, he actually got bounced as well. Not only looking into the midway of the season, the Panthers fired more coaches halfway through the season. The Raiders obviously let go some of their coaching staff during the season. And their interim, I'm going to tell you this, the Raiders' interim head coach right now, he actually is looking at like a few different spots. Like he was just supposed to be interim. Then the Raiders are like, "Hey, let's keep you," and he's like, "Hold on, I got some offers. Let me go see what they got going on." And that's what he's doing right now. And not only that, the Chargers releasing their coaching, some of their coaching staff as well. Now, I wanna shed light here and stop here for a little bit. Is the Falcons when they did part ways with Arthur Smith? I mean, if you watch the game, and I think many of football watchers or crowd goers or whatever the hell they want to call themselves that watch football, they don't even know what hut means. They don't even know what nothing means. They just watch it and just see guys crashing together. I guess I don't know. But if you took a glimpse at this, is the last game of the season, the Falcons and the Saints. Geno, not Geno Smith. I'm thinking Jesus, Jameis Winston. My bad.
James,
Oh my goodness, Jameis Winston goes to the line, the scrimmage. Takes a kneel. Suppose it takes a kneel ordered by his coach. Communication cuts and cease, and you take. Take a kneel. The team just goes. Forget about it. We got this, coach. Sit down. Sit down. And he goes score a touchdown. Now, who's pissed off is the Falcons son, the Falcons guy. He comes on the field. He's pissed. You're scoring a touchdown on me, blah blah blah. I'm like, and look, as a podcaster, as a sports analyst that talks about anything from high school to the pro sports, I'm just like, dude, I get it mentally. I get the frustration that he has because it's just I guess quote unquote in the invisible book a respect thing. It's like just take the kneel, the game's over. You're up by like 90 points anyway. But
yeah,
I'm like, damn it, go get it.
I get it because as a coach, I've been on a staff that's been on both sides of that. As a player, I've been on both sides of that. Do you go ahead and score that last one, or do you not? Propose. For to show respect. Even with the coaches and the teams that you're used to showing respect to, sometimes you just got to go ahead and do that to make a statement for the next team, the next week, the next opportunity, even the next season, the next year. Does that come back to bite you? Sometimes it does. Most times it doesn't, because we all understand the competitive side of the sport, and we all also understand that once you leave rec league, ain't nobody holding your hand anymore. So, you probably saw like this season, Phoebus put up, 104 on the team in the first round of the playoffs. Well, the team they played absolutely had no business being in playoffs for one. No disrespect to them, but just how the districts and the regions collide now and the numbers, how they line everything up. Sometimes people get put in bad places. And, when you almost breaking 90 by halftime, and then you go up 104, and it was the JV, the guys that were brought up from JV, basically the fifth string that scored those additional points. What do you do? Because you're building a program, you're trying to prepare for the next thing coming, and you're trying to create a standard, and trying to put things in place to get people to buy into. So yes, does that rub some people the wrong way? Absolutely. But does it influence and encourage some other people more than rub them the wrong way? Absolutely.
Sure.
So I get it. I understand Jameis' decision. Especially being who he is, how far he's come, and the opportunities that he's regained and continues to gain for himself. He probably knew more information about the program than we did at the time going into the play. So it's one of those things, you just make the call and you go with it. If the team trusts in you as the leader, you kind of roll with that, and you make the best decision. We still sit here today and question why Marshawn Lynch didn't get that ball on the last play of the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I'm glad he didn't as a Patriots fan, but I even still ask the question today, why didn't you give the ball to the one and only man that wasn't going to make the play questionable, right? But again,
I'm trying to figure out why the hell did Alabama go up there with that sloppy QB keep up the middle when it was clogged up with 19 players. The whole stadium was in the middle, and I think Nick Saban knew he was leaving. Like you just
sometimes you leave your brain. Sometimes you leave your brain because you're so stuck to the call sheet, and you got to stick to the script. Even if the script say this ain't gonna work, you got to call it. You
So,
got to call it.
some people blame that it was a bad snap, and I'm like, but there in evolution of football that it blows my mind that that game ended the way it ended for Nick Saban's last final play of his coaching career to see that meltdown like that. And I know he's just in his head like dumbass, but I mean, in the same sense, like there had to be somebody in the coaching realm from up top saying, "Hey, this is going to go good. Call it." But I'm
Yeah.
believing that Nick Saban had to have a green light on that play because I doubt the final play of a bowl game, the head coach is just like, "Do what y'all want to do." Like I can't see that happening. But I'm like, did the snap have
Now,
something to do with it?
I'll tell you this. Surprisingly, that happens so much more often than people think. Because you got to think, you got people in position to make those calls. It's your head coach is like the president, right? He's the face of the entire program, but your head coach has his job, your OC has his job, your DC has this job, and your special teams coordinator got that job. We all collectively make calls together and we ping pong off of each other. And sometimes the right call gets a direct no, and sometimes the wrong call gets a direct yes. But that's what we're all a part of the staff for. You know, we lean on each other, good, right, or good, right, wrong, or indifferent. Doesn't matter. We go up together, we go down together. So even at that level, they got to operate the same. And yes, does the head coach have the authority to override a coordinator? Absolutely. But you got to think about it this way. The head coach also doesn't hire that coordinator if they don't have trust in their calling, their judgment, their expertise, and just who they are as a person under pressure. Right. So there will be times where the viewers at home will go, "Oh, that doesn't make sense. There's no way he got to go ahead from up top." But in all reality, he directly got to go ahead from up top because on the script, in the moment, at the time, it made sense. Or, hey, we've narrowed down all our options. We got to call something.
For sure.
We can't afford to call a timeout. We can't afford to take a penalty and lose yards. We got to go with something now and take the chance. You know, there's times in the game where you could be watching a game, you like, dude's been wide open the last 45 times. That's not the play. Now is not the time in the game to take that shot. If we take the shot now, what you guys are at home watching will be a totally different outcome in about 2 minutes.
Oh, for sure, for sure. People that don't know the game of football would not understand that. And that's the, I mean, and I said on both sides being not afraid of the athlete, but just more on the coaching staff, behind the scenes in front office. Then not only being an analyst, so seeing it from a couple different cam views is like I'm just like whoa, like
Whoa,
like when you see certain things, you're just like time out. Hold on, somebody explain this to me. And I mean I've been fortunate enough to not only be in the arena of football and the coaching staff, be in front office arena, um, sports analyst for VSU. Look, your Union, your Virginia Union Panthers. I've seen them coming to land at Troy. I've called at least 2 or 3 games of you guys. Seeing I don't know. I think the year before you probably got there, I saw where it was like a kickoff mania, basically. Like it was overtime. It was like do or die. And your Panthers, um, they faked the field goal in overtime. They had to kick. You guys' former kicker during that year was like kicking from the other field goal post. I don't know what was going on. That guy had a lag.
yeah,
But
Jeff
I'm like,
Susan.
and same there. It's just the fact that they faked it. But one of the BSU Trojans safeties peeled out because he saw it. It was one of those kind of like, oh, stand on the sideline, talk to me situations. Like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, come to the coach. Hey, blah blah blah. And they try to take off, but that corner had peeled out with them, and they had bruised that. I don't know what quarterback that was either, but. I'll pull that video up for you guys one time after another. Not with you on the line right now. I'll have to do that on another day, and hopefully you don't see the play. But no, look, I'm going to tell you this. Um, there's a couple of people in the comments here. I got to shout them out. I have to go here because they're talking about their teams. Oh my goodness. So look, I'm gonna go straight from the jump. Before we jump back into it, we got Cowboy fans in the house. I don't even want to hear about how about them Cowboys. You don't have to worry about anything come after Saturday night. Saturday night around 8 o'clock, your doors are gonna be shut. Your lights are gonna be off. You may not even pay your cable bill. Nobody's gonna be at home. All the food's gonna be in the garbage. Because guess what? You might be choking on some cheese. Wisconsin sharp cheese, sharp cheddar. Go to Kroger and buy you some slices with some cheese. You can invite me to your house. It's the only way I'm coming over. Yeah, I'm pissed off because Dallas Cowboys, Dallas this, Dallas that. You got our old coach, Mike McCarthy. He even got a neck. I don't even know what's wrong with that guy. He's going to come back and he's going to try to use the Green Bay Packers playbook to beat Green Bay. I know. Hold on, Prevost. I am pissed because Dallas Cowboys. No. I'm not done with you guys. I got a lot of things to tell you guys later on. And I know I'm not going to exhaust all of my time, and I'm not going to exhaust all of his time to be on here talking about the damn Dallas Cowboys. I am not doing that because on Saturday at 8 o'clock, you're not going to be talked about anymore. You're going to be posted, it's our season. Like you said that last year. Most delusional fan base. Oh, my goodness, I'm not doing this. I'm scrolling past. We got Pittsburgh Steelers in the house. They got a quarterback. I don't even know if he's a reindeer, Rudolph. I don't know what his name is. He may play. I don't know if they're going to put in Pickens. I don't know who they're going to put in, but they're going to play. They're going to play this weekend against Buffalo. I don't even want to think about that game. Wait, why are Viking fans even in my chat? Y'all should even be thinking about next year. But you don't even know if Kirk Cousins. You got a delusional coach too. He needs to be gone. Because I'm going to tell you this. Hold on, Free, but I'm going to get back to this subject. I'm not going to take much of your time. But it's the fact that I got a Vikings fan in here. It's actually my pops. I'll give him credit.
What's up, Pops?
Because he talks about, Vikings going to have a better record than Green Bay. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did that. And they're not even in the playoffs. They can't even spell playoffs. They just take the S off the Vikings and just be the Viking. Because that's all they are. They're a one-man band. They changed 4 quarterbacks in a matter of 4 weeks. They had literally Kirk Cousins goes down. They had Josh Dobbs. They had what's his name, Nick Mullins. They brought in some kid named Jaron Hall. I don't even know. They probably tried to even call me. I don't know. I don't even know what they had going on. Yeah, I'm ranting. Yeah, I'm pissed off because the Viking fans come in the house. Oh! Look at this. Ain't this right? The guy that I was telling you about, Mr. Martell. I gotta go here for you, bud. I gotta go to you. He was a Patriots fan. But I'm gonna go in on you for a few minutes because guess what? He went from the Patriots, and as soon as Bill Belichick said, "Be blessed," he said, "I'm out. Peace." And he went and put on a Cowboy jersey. And he put on a CeeDee Lamb jersey right after Bill left. Were you a real fan, or were you just a Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era? I don't understand it. I'm pissed because he went and picked one of the most horrible teams in the nation. It's the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Nah, I ain't gonna go as far as putting on the jersey now. I ain't gonna go as far as putting on the jersey. I've taken pictures in the Cowboys locker room, in Dak's locker, CD's locker, and Zeke's locker, but that was just enjoying the moment during the camp. But you completely sailed to the other side and got some threads over there? That's crazy. That's crazy.
He put the I think his other half, his wife, bought him the jersey, pre-ordered it. He knew it was coming. And it was an authentic one. It wasn't no college, I don't know, lettering like I have. This is the stitching. Somebody bled, sweat, and the tears went into that jersey to make it. He's worthy. And he had a nerve. I'm on him. I hope he watches. I hope he calls me. I hope he calls me out. I hope he calls me back. Because damn it, I'm here and I'm waiting. Because he went, big and bad about a year ago. I wish I could pull up the clip of him on here with a Patriots jersey. Yeah, I am hot. Because it's the fact that 90% of my family is a Cowboys fan. And yet they lose to a 6-6-16. They lose to a team that's barely over 500, and it's going to be the Green Bay Packers for the 3rd playoff attempt in a row. I can't wait. I'm going to be working on Saturday. I'm not going to be able to watch the game. But damn it, I'll best believe, come on 8 o'clock, I'm going to be right here talking my trash, and one thing's going to be in the air, and this doggone cheese head. That's what's going to be in the air, because that's what's going to happen to those Dallas Cowboys. They'll get choked up on some cheese. Yeah, I'm talking all my trash. Because you know doggone well they win. They're going to talk their trash. So guess what? I'm getting it out now, and I'm going to get it out at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. But anyways, to get off of them for right now, because I'm going to talk about them in a few. Wasting 15 minutes of my show to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Then you got the Ravens fans in here. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. We're going to talk about them a little bit later. Those boys are playing some good football. But I got a little kink in the cord that if the Browns make it that far, I think Joe Money Flacco is going to come for them Ravens. He's going to come for them full force. That dude came out of nowhere. I'm saying the shocker is if the Browns make it past the Texans and C.J. Stroud, we'll go into this conversation later. I'm putting money that if they make it past this game and get up to the big house and play the Ravens in Baltimore, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Flacco lays everything on the line to try to go nail them to the cross and fry some chicken in Baltimore. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Not take a shot.
He's going to go at it. That man's playing like MVP season, Joe Flacco. Like, that dude's out there lights out.
He's definitely got something to prove. I know he probably knows he ain't going to be able to do it for too much longer, so he's definitely hitting the gas now. He's definitely pushing now.
Yeah,
he's
those people are very. Oh, we got the command. Okay. I'll tell you this. So, Mom Dukes is a Commanders fan. I wholeheartedly, unfortunately, bought her a nice, like, vintage Commanders jacket. And I bought her a shirt. It was the worst investment of my time. But it was Christmas. So it was Christmas cheers that she was excited. Much love to Mom Dukes. But your Commanders can't win a game. They got a dude named Sam Howell, sound like a heating and air company here in the RBA. And then look, not only that, they got rid of Chase Young. Ron Rivera looked like he's checked out of a hotel from 3 miles away. And I mean, Eric Benjamin, he doesn't even know he went from Super Bowl champion to nothing, which it happens to coaches, unfortunately, when you go from star to dust. I mean, I don't get what you get out of the Commanders. I mean, I hope they're much success with their new coach that they get. I mean, I'm going to say this, that I think with them, they got a lot. I think they got a lot going on with the new ownership group. I think a lot of that's going to bubble up to this year that they're going to see. But I'm going to tell you this: the Commander fans, and you can agree with me, Prevost, if you want. I actually appreciate all of my Commander fans in the chat. I appreciate them across the world because they are very humble fans. They're almost like Detroit Lion fans. The Detroit Lion fans are the most loyal because finally get a chance to see a playoff game. But I mean, and they're actually not like VCR tape and like looking at it and hearing like I don't know. But Commander fans, listen, Linda. I appreciate you guys because you guys are humble. You're actually like y'all lose, y'all like we lost. But them damn Cowboys, every time they take a loss. We got cheated. How about Dallas? You talk about that bogus, ineligible player down the field call that y'all had. You had a whitehead playing for you. That's what it was. That is BS. If you come up in here and you try to say, the ref didn't see him. You had 400-pound man running at you. And they went just like this. And guess what? He goes, blow your whistle. Goes over there, hey, he's eligible. And then, I don't even see it. I'm blind. One eye. I'm like a pirate. What? What the hell is going on? But no, this is the fact I have to go on a rant, Prevost. I'm going to have to do this. It's because Dallas is actually had the seat playing against Green Bay. If that was to go the opposite way 2 weeks ago, Dallas would be playing the Lions in Detroit. Talk about a loss coming in their hands then. But no, they coming to play Green Bay. So I hope the trip comes over to you. I hope the old method of Dez Bryant missing that catch. It was a catch. And then not only that, the Aaron Rodgers throw to our tight end Lewis. I hope that all goes through your brain for the next few days. I hope it goes through your brain into the final clock because guess what? Sweet baby love is coming back to create love in the atmosphere before February gets here. And that's what I'm going to tell you because y'all going to be falling all in love all over again. I mean, I have. But I'm going to tell you, that quarterback, I don't want to get on Dak Prescott. Dak don't even show up. Mike McCarthy, y'all go on vacation early. Because Jerry will FaceTime you and fire you. He's going to walk down and fire you in the middle of the Green Bay Packers game. That's what's going to be. That's what's going to happen. I'm tired of it. Now, look, Marco Polo. my former co-host, a good buddy of mine. The game is Sunday at 4:30. Take that back, Green Bay. So you get an extra day of cushion. You get an extra day of cushion. Cowboy fans, get all your popcorn ready. You might well call those Viking fans over and tell them to get the popcorn ready, but they can watch with you because that's what's going to happen. Yeah, record this moment because when you do see it Sunday at 8 o'clock, you're gonna be like, "I told you so." Yeah, put your money on it. Call me. I'm waiting for a bet. I'm waiting. But guess what? Y'all gonna have referees on your side. Guess what? The same referee that called that bogus play, that bogus penalty, and then he came out with that whack call at the end saying, "Well, actually, it was illegal formation." That was, oh my behind! I didn't see no more flags come out. I just saw one in that game, and he came out with that bogus statement. But I'm gonna tell you this, Cowboy fans. If I see that referee come on the field, we're gonna have problems because you don't know he's gonna be in Dallas and he'll try to help y'all win the damn game. And that's what I'm like, oh, they gonna hide him as like a back judge. They gonna put him in way in the back. They ain't gonna have him up in the camera. They gonna have him way back there. So when they all touch Dak Prescott on top of the helmet, they gonna throw a flag. It's gonna be laundry all over the field. Everybody's gonna get penalized. The whole team, and that's how Green Bay's gonna lose on Sunday. I'm just saying. Look. I'm not gonna do this, Prevost. This is not what you came here to see. You didn't come to see me get pissed about Dallas. But I am hot, and I know they know that I am hot. I don't like Dallas 1 inch. And then the fact that I have family that is, it's the fact that my house is divided right now due to the fact that my girlfriend's a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I'm a Packer.
Woo.
Much love. It's tough.
Tough.
Very tough. We love each other, but it's tough. It's tough. See, you hear?
I
But no,
heard
anyway,
that.
Freako, we're going to keep going. We're not going to talk about these teams in non-playoff contention, and we're not going to talk about the teams that will no longer be playoff contention after Sunday at 4 o'clock. Cowboy fans, make sure you call Verizon. Make sure you call AT&T. Make sure you call, well, no longer Sprint to be T-Mobile. Make sure you call Cricket. Make sure you call all your phone providers because 8 o'clock, when you see TG calling your phone, make sure that bad boy work. Make sure you're not in the deep boondocks of wherever the hell you may be, because I'm going to be calling you. Do not hang that phone up. Make sure you're logged into Facebook and you got the reminder button on to remember who you are, but you forget what that may be. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on you. And if we lose, I want you guys to call me, because guess what? I'll pick up the phone no matter what. I'm not no sucker. Sucker. They have made me upset. But anyway, Freebo, let's get back to it. Where we were here for, not the Dallas. I don't even need to talk about the Dallas Cowboy game. I don't even really care about that. But no, let's get right into it. We got the wild card weekend. What a lot of people have been waiting on. Well, some people's teams been waiting on. Some people was hoping that they scored just one more touchdown. Just had one more week to hopefully seal in and get in the playoffs, but they're not. Unfortunately, about 85% of your teams are sitting at home on Sunday, unfortunately. But let's get into the people that actually got something to watch. Well, let's say this: you have something to watch, but just not your team. You can wear your jersey. You can happily come over to my house and watch the Green Bay Packers on Sunday at 4:30. I will greatly appreciate all the support. Don't wear a jersey. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about shredded cheese. Don't talk about none of that. Because Green Bay, I'm gonna have my cheese head all in here with me, and I'm not gonna do this. We'll have a lot of things over here. It might lose my voice on Sunday. I gotta work, but I'm gonna lose my voice. I'm gonna be sitting in the middle of Costco working, and I'm gonna be losing my voice. Now, if you come by, if you're in there and you come by Glen Allen Costco, you might hear a lonely black gentleman screaming at the top of his lungs while at his marketing booth. Do not ask me why, but it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me, and I'm gonna be like, that dude needs to leave. But anyway, let's get into the week. Let's get into the NFL playoffs. And then I got a special segment. You guys stay seated, stay buckled up, because I got some good things to talk about with Prevost here and special teams at the end. But look, we're gonna get right into it. Be quick calls here. Right, we got the NFL playoffs. We got not only Saturday kicking off. You got the Browns and the Texans in Houston. This matchup here, both teams barely nudged into the playoffs. Both teams are young. Well, one side is kind of veteranized, I would say, with the Browns. But they came out of nowhere. Deshaun Watson actually not even playing in this game. Well, he'll be playing against his old team. That's been like the headliner, but obviously we wouldn't see Deshaun Watson playing this game. Now, for me, I'm going to be honest, the potential MVP, which they haven't labeled it yet, could be C.J. Stroud. This kid came out of basically the gate and just started like bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like no harm done to those guys. I wish that nuclear missile didn't hit that, but it's a running joke now. I think we're far enough past that time we can joke. But I'm going to tell you this: if not offensive player of the year, something, rookie of the year, something he's going to get. He has to get something. I'm going to tell you this, Prevost. I don't know if you agree with me. That's 4:30 on Saturday. I'm sorry, CJ. That bad man, Joe Money Flacco, is playing different. That tight end, David Njoku, is playing different. That dog pound is coming out. All the dogs are not going to heaven, but they're going on the streets and they're running
It's gonna be a
to
game for
Texas.
sure.
I
It's gonna
got
be
the
a game
Browns
for
winning.
sure. I can agree with that. I think they got the higher set of potential there. For the upset. They got a little bit more to play for. But I'm also not sleeping on was it Baltimore, right?
No, that will be the Texans. That will be the Browns and
That's the
Texans.
Texans. That's Texans. That's Texans.
I
See, I
did
gotta
mix
mix
you up
up.
early because I think when I said the Browns, if they end up go play Texas in Baltimore,
That,
that'd be
yeah,
a
yeah.
good game. Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I was tracking off of. All right, cool. Got you. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
I'm
now
liking
you
the Browns odds this week. I'm liking the Browns odds this week with what they're stirring up.
perfect. Look, I
I,
think
I,
we're
I
agreeing
I
then.
got it mixed up. I thought you were saying Baltimore. I was gonna say I don't know. They
We
got the
well,
potential and everything to play for an upset, but I don't know about all that. Right
I'm
out the gate.
foreshadowing. I'm
Yeah,
foreshadowing. That's what
I
you're
got
doing
you.
right now.
I
We
got you.
already
Yeah,
know who's
yeah.
going to win the
I was
game.
like, wait, hold on.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to make it up for you. But
I had to
not only
backtrack
that,
for a second.
you got a few more games during this weekend because there's only about maybe 6, 7 games, maybe 8. Um, the Dolphins and the Chiefs go to Arrowhead. Somebody last night I was talking to was like Arrowhead. Who was that? I'm like, it's the Patrick Mahomes or Patty Mahomes, as my co-host, my former co-host Cam would say. But guess what? Tyreek Hill is going home to play against his team in Arrowhead. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I have one doggone minute. The viewers is watching here. I'm going to turn some wheels. I'm going to start some fires right now on GGE. I'm calling it how it is. The Dolphins are not the team to beat in the AFC. I am sorry. They have actually got banged up and shredded in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they have exposed their self. Now, they're still powerful. Don't get me wrong. But guess what? If you don't know, now you're going about to know. Because I'm going to tell you this. In Arrowhead, the temperature is going to be 0 degrees. Miami, those boys ain't used to that. They ain't used to that. They used to rain and sunshine. They might get a little cold night of like 32 degrees. Ooh, that's chilly.
I think
Um,
that'll be the biggest challenge for Miami is adapting to the environment. But outside of the temperature, I think it'd be a pretty even game if temperature wasn't a factor. Um,
yeah, that's the thing. I'm thinking that too.
Realize
Like if it was,
on all in, they're pretty much the same team. It's just a matter of regional location that's gonna pretty much make or break. I could say the same if Kansas City was coming down to Miami for this game.
for sure.
Being where they are, and having to come down deal with the awkward, cool but still warm humidity down in Southern Florida. So it'll be a challenge. I'm gonna go ahead and pull for the Dolphins on this one in this
Oh
matchup.
my goodness. I don't disagree with you, but look, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. You're
You know
going
what I mean?
against Patrick Mahomes waking up in the playoffs. I mean, I know the dude's been choppy this year. He's had some really bad spurts. That offense has been horrible, for to say the least. But I gotta stop you there. Yeah, the reason I gotta do that, Prevost, is because those Dolphins, they're powerful. Yet the temperature's gonna play a factor. I understand that. I wish it was in a neutral site. I wish
See,
playoff
here's
games.
where I'm at with that though. And this is just what I feel. I feel just based off of what I've seen over time with the Dolphins and the Chiefs, and especially in this type of matchup where they, like I said, have similar, damn near the same teams. The Dolphins are going to play to win the game. The Chiefs are going to play to beat the Dolphins. That's the difference.
There's that is.
Which
I
is
would
two
agree
different
there.
things. And
I
that's
would
where
agree
you
there.
mess up. That's where you mess up. It's like the Chiefs came into the Super Bowl playing to beat the Patriots, not playing to win the Super Bowl. That's how they
I
lost.
agree with that.
Because
I
once
agree with that.
the we got more ability than you ran out, then it was okay. We've gone so far away from script and the game plan that we can't get back on track because the Patriots ain't came off the track. They Even though the game may fluctuate, this, that, whatever, when you try to beat a team with just ability and a little bit of scripting here and there, it's gonna be a lot more difficult game to be played than if you're playing to win the game. Just like they say, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Kind of come down to those same things. So that's where I'm going with I will go with Dolphins over Chiefs in this, because the Dolphins got more to play for. They know they're going to a cold environment. They're going to prepare for it the best way that they can. But their main goal is to eliminate all of those other distractions, starting with the cold, right? So now what do we need to do as a team to win the game? Yeah, we got matchups here and there. They got some players just like we got some players. They can put together packages just like we do. They like to shift and move around and try to see if they can get guys off of their mark before the ball snap. That's all cool and fine. But how many times are you going to do that until it don't work?
True.
Because if we're both shooting the same thing, playing the same game, well, eventually we're going to come to a stalemate and we're going to have to play some football.
True.
So I'm interested if things don't get out of hand in the first half with that game. I'm very interested to see how the second half is going to go, because I think the first half is going to be all show from both sides until one side or the other got to start buckling down to win the game. And I'd hate for the Chiefs to lose at home when they technically have the advantage.
They got a strong advantage. Now, not only that, to give you a little bit more insight, Howard, the cornerback, is labeled out. He's expected to return the 20th via ESPN, but Raheem Mostert, he is actually nicked up going into this game. Jalen Waddle is nicked up going into this game. I believe Tua has an undisclosed injury. One of those things they try to hide from the report, because obvious you don't want the star QB to be kind of targeted if he has an ankle injury or whatever you. But on the sideline of the Chiefs, they're looking pretty healthy for our starters. They got a few guys, like one or two receivers that's like maybe like a number 4 in their ranking. But I would tell you this, I wholeheartedly respect your decision there. I think it's going to be a tough matchup regardless. But going into a game banged up like you are, like they are, man, that's a really tough. And then playing injured in cold weather. It's already cold, but
that's why you got to stick to the script and play the game. You can't be going in there worried about putting on a show and doing what everybody knows your name for. You got to go in there and get the job done. There's going to be plenty of celebrities as far as guys on the field, right, putting on the show. So now it's a matter of who's going to do their job the longest.
Now, look, I'm going to turn it over to Pittsburgh. We're going to Buffalo at home. DeMar Hamlin may not be suiting up for that game, but I will say the least there. He has some other undisclosed injury. I don't believe it's connected to the collision that he had from the previous year. Right. I think this is more of another extremity, probably like a leg having an injury. He was not in the game last week. Take this back. I will say there is a ugly Trenton Thompson. The safety is gone. He's on IR, obviously. But if you saw last week ending the game, a fatal blow for Pittsburgh was T.J. Watt. He is now labeled out past Sunday. So that's a huge blow to defense going into the Buffalo Bills game. Another cold game, which Pittsburgh should be fazed by cold weather because they play in the Steel City. But I will tell you this. I'm all the way to Buffalo right now. I take that I'm not taking anything from Pittsburgh, but losing T.J. Watt at this point, that cripples you so much because – at point you worry about something. Every snap the quarterback touches the ball, he's thinking about T.J. Watt. And now that you don't have him, well, now that's like, I don't got to worry about it no more. Now that still could be a fatal blow to Buffalo because their offensive lineman can go to sleep and think that they got the game in their hands and those rookies are next man up.
I was just getting ready to make that point. They might take their foot off the gas just a bit now that they don't have as much of a threat to worry about, but you got to understand too, which I know you do, but most people don't. Hey, next guy up for one, and then two, that next guy up, he may not be as much of a standout as the starter, but he ain't there for no reason.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And some guys are just waiting for that opportunity. Let's just go back to Tom Brady for a second. We didn't know what Tom Brady was and what he could do and what he was going to turn into until Bledsoe had to take that seat. and
For sure.
Brady never looked back. But his first couple snaps was very, 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 very shaky, if we all remember.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh, absolutely not! Pull the plug, get him out of here, cut him, do something." But he cannot go back on the field. And then we see what that eventually turned into. So, um, I'm one of those coaches. I'm one of those players. I'm just one of those guys in general that, hey, I'm gonna put my belief in that next guy first, because he may be bringing more than what than Watt was, more than what we're used to seeing. Is just based on the script. Sometimes based on what you're getting paid, you go on the field first. You don't make as much as this guy. We don't know you as well as this guy yet, and he's more of a veteran than you are, so he's gonna get the start regardless of how good you actually are. So I'm excited to see what that does. Like you said, the offense, the Bills' offense may take a little bit off, going into it because of what they think they're that they no longer have to worry about. Um, but I'm also interested now because you don't have that impact on defense. And like you said, the Bills also have some guys that are out as well. So I view this as being more of an offensive shootout because they're
For sure.
banged up on defense on both sides. So it's going to come down to what can the offense put up, and how well does the special teams manage the field in the game.
Sure.
That's going to determine what either team's defense is going to be able to do.
Without a
So
doubt.
that's why I'm like, I'm not so much worried about them losing a step on defense because the next guy's going to step up now, depending on imposed threat based on who's who. That's where other departments are going to have to step up because, hey, we may just look at this guy coming off the edge and, oh, you're not him, so we're not going to worry about you. But hell, he may start giving you pressure that you didn't prepare for in the week. So now instead of running everything to the right like you scripted up, now you got to force everything to the left. Does that play in the favor of the defense's hand, or does that end up playing in the offensive hand? You only got 3 downs to play 4. So special teams is going to come into play, I think, more than not in that particular game, Pittsburgh and Buffalo, especially with the elements of being cold. Everyone's going to be trying to take shots at the defense because the defenses are banged up. So again,
Oh, for
like I was
sure.
saying earlier, taking the risk, taking those shots in those games where you think you got the upper hand, or maybe even know you got the upper hand, what's your back end?
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
backing and how. So I always look at the back end versus just offense, just defense. I kind of view special teams as a back end because depending on who has the stronger unit on either side will really determine how that game's going to go, no matter what the interior does. We
Oh, for
kind of
sure.
we kind of determine who starts where and does what.
That's the point. I mean, we'll see that game unfold. That'll be Sunday. I think that's the earlier game Sunday. So I think maybe a 1 o'clock game. As you got three going into no, yeah, three going into Sunday. Not only that, look, I'm not gonna. I just spent enough time in my life talking about the damn Dallas Cowboys. I'm not gonna hold long on this game, but I'm gonna go tell you this. Not only Mike McCarthy comes and plays Green Bay in his own new home. Not only Jerry Jones potentially may have a heart attack on Sunday, but not only the Dallas Cowboys will find a way to throw a flag on Green Bay and cheat, but only Green Bay Packers are gonna play some football and they're gonna win the game. And it's not gonna be a blowout either way. I can see this game as Green Bay is a young upcoming team. They got a great potential to grow. Cowboys, they should. I'm going to be honest with you. The Cowboys should. In fact, they are the better team. Looking at their health, looking at the wealth of their knowledge of players, the veterans they have, they are ultimately the more experienced team going into this game. I would not be shocked if Dallas will not win this game. But in games like this, not just because it's Dallas, but Dallas has a track record that they let their foot off the gas. They'll play a team like Green Bay and go, oh, it's Jordan Love. Not only this, I don't know if you caught the news right before we got on the show. Jair Alexander, the cornerback for Green Bay, rolled his ankle in practice today, so he will be limited, if not extinct from the game come on Sunday. depending on how his overall health comes in. I mean, rolling an ankle, it could be as simple as, hey, tomorrow I wake up and it could be swole, and you're like, I'm not playing on anything. Or it could be
Yep.
just like, Coach, give me a day or two, I might be back. And even that could be scary because what if he goes in the game? He's blocking
And
CeeDee
he
Lamb or
gets
any
more
other
than
key
that.
receiver, and he twisted something. Now he's down. It's blown coverage, and CeeDee Lamb is literally waving in the backfield, going on down
Yep.
the field. It could happen. It's ugly. And in that way, I hope
Yep.
Matt Lafleur, as they would call him, I hope he would bench Jair Alexander and put somebody clearly healthy. Obviously, I know the caliber player. You can have a mind, but your wealth and your health could be like, oh, I'm gonna go out, coach. It's not a greedy mentality, but it's just the
Mhm.
player wants to benefit the team. But
Right.
you're one leg at that point. Get out
Right.
the game, man. You're gonna hurt us. Get a pass
Definitely
interference
agree with that.
call.
Definitely
And
agree with that.
so I believe Green Bay comes out of the game because I'm a Packers fan, and I believe that Green Bay sneaks away. Now I'm not gonna let it. Anders Carlson, the kid, the field goal kicker, special team member of Green Bay. Hey, he has been something special. I've seen Mason Crosby butcher many field goals with the Giants in the last few games, but Anders Carlson, he actually has a brother, I believe, too, is a kicker, a special teams member as well. That kid's going to be the reason. I think we get. I think Jordan Love. I believe strongly. We hit them with a Noah Sharp dagger of a long field goal that knocked them out of the playoffs. I guess Dallas will cry all over again. I need to get a plaque. I need to get like a wall of memories right here behind me. Just what is his name? Dez Bryant not catching the ball right behind me. They can be Aaron Rodgers still owning them, and then this year Anders Carlson kicking a
Yep.
54-yard field goal attempt. And he wins the game. And Dallas goes home crying. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
It might
I
be it.
can't wait. I can't wait
It
to see,
might be
I'll be
it.
honest, I can't wait to see Stephen A. Smith's face when he comes on. Because that dude's hilarious. Oh,
Oh,
I can't wait. How about you, Dallas Cowboy fans? Look, I don't even know where my mug. Look, Prevost, I've had a mug for the last 4 years dedicated. Probably as long as I started the podcast. It's somewhere. One of them damn Dallas Cowboy fans probably stole it. I know they did. It's a gray mug dedicated right to them that says the Dallas Cowboys suck. I can't even find it. I can't
that's
even
funny.
find it. I think they snuck in my house. But I'm gonna let you have this one. The Packers Cowboys, who you got? You say the damn Dallas Cowboys. I'll hit the button so fast to get you out this show. I ain't gonna even. You don't even know how to say it. You don't even know what it.
Um, I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys on this one. The only all right. So because of how they, what they're bringing to the game, in my point of view, the only advantage for Green Bay is the location. Which obviously is usually the thing when you're playing at home. But I'm talking about it's cold as hell now. So it's a little bit different. Now, does it get cold in Dallas? Absolutely. It gets freezing down there, but it ain't the same as Green Bay. It ain't the same as Green Bay. So I think they'll be able to play a really good game. I don't think it'll be a clean win for Dallas. Like we just gonna breeze. They just gonna breeze by and make it happen. I don't think that. I think it'll definitely come down to it. But if I had to pick one, I'd have to pick Dallas, and that's already a tough pick for me because I'm a Patriots fan. So, but that's also what's kind of getting me going against Green Bay. In that same respect. But I can see Green Bay winning it. I just want Dallas to win it.
Oh, for sure. I understand.
I'd like to
wholeheartedly respect.
like to see that there. Now, if Green Bay was coming to Dallas, might be a different decision being made there. Because I always love to see the Cowboys lose at home. So I don't care who they play.
Well, no, take that back. Dallas will be at home. Dallas will be home.
I thought you said in Green Bay. Okay,
no,
so
I wish. If the Cowboys would dare step foot back in Green Bay and this type of condition,
I thought you were saying they were coming back.
Oh no, I'm talking about we're going to their house.
So all right,
and we're gonna beat them.
Yeah, well, it's still gonna be a close game. I still say that, but going back to like what I was just saying, I love to see Dallas lose at home, so I want to see Dallas lose at home.
Oh, that would be so.
As far as who I think will win the game, I think Dallas is still gonna win that game.
It's a great possibility. I mean, it's favors in them. I hope. I mean, either or. I like to see black QBs go forward, regardless. I mean, granted that neither team, Green Bay. My whole objection here, and this is what my picture is, and I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to keep the viewers that long either. Um, is Packers win against the Cowboys? We're their kryptonite. 49ers or Green Bay's kryptonite. Green Bay loses to the 49ers. 49ers move fast. They play, I don't know who respectively they play in that decision. I don't know that right now. Looking at the rest of the games, they might play against like a Lions. And I think the 49ers are in the bowl. I mean, not they're in the bowl, but I think they're in the Super Bowl. Um, I think that's how it goes. Now, that'll be another conversation we can have for a whole another day as it get closer. I'll bring a panel back and we'll talk about as those
For sure.
games get to those NFC Championship, AFC Championship. But we got two more games before we go and slide into college football and talk about that championship just a little bit, and then we'll get into our special teams conversation as well. Now you got the Rams and the Lions in Detroit. We haven't saw this, and I don't even recall the last time the Lions were even relevant. But Megatron, that was the last time that I remember they were even relevant.
Right.
But still, even
Yeah,
then,
I think it
they
was
didn't
just
even do
he was
anything.
relevant.
That was the only thing, and now they're hosting a playoff game. What? They had the longest drought in NFL history. I think since the 80s they haven't hosted a game. Like, how much, how, how loyal can you be to a team? I don't know. I can imagine. I mean, Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all are loyal too, because delusional a little bit. I mean, y'all still talk about the Super Bowl y'all won with what's his name? Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name. But you talk about a VCR tape that you can put in. At least I can go and like actually look at a streaming service to get my Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because my team won in 2010. I actually was around to see it. My grandparents was didn't have to tell me about it. But anyways, guys. I'm gonna flip these two games. They got the Rams and Lions. I think the Lions get that game. I'll let you decide that with Prevost after I talk about this other one. But it's the Eagles and the Bucks in Tampa with Baker, Money, Mayfield. A lot of people making money. Joe Money, Flacco, Baker, Money, Mayfield. I'm not sold on them, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about the Rams and Lions game. They got two Spider-Man effects. They both point at each other because you got Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford pointing at each other like, did we all just like flop? Y'all just kind of like flop seats. Like,
Right.
I don't even get that. I get it, but I don't. I can't wait to see that game because I want to either or count is going to be like, haha, I beat my old team. One of them will
Right.
be that night, like, I beat my old team. And one's going to be like, damn it, they're going
Damn
forward.
it. Yep.
But to talk in overall, the Eagles and Bucks game, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be all honest with you, folks. I'm going with Baker Money Mayfield. The reason being is
Mhm.
I think the Eagles right now have exposed they are fried chicken, brother. They are like I'm talking about double battered fried chicken, like crispy, like it's some Mama J's. Shout out to Mama J's here in RVA, but Mama J's fried chicken. And I'm gonna be honest with you,
Okay.
Mama J's, you like this? Hey, if Mama J's, if y'all at them in the chat, let them know that I'm talking about them because maybe one of the podcasts can go there. Maybe they can give me some fried chicken and I can eat it on the show. I don't know.
Mama
I'm gonna let
J's
y'all
is
in.
spot. If you ain't been
I
there, you
love
need to get there ASAP. ASAP.
I love Mama J's. I love Mama J's and their whole staff. But I'm going to tell you this. And the main thing, who you got in that game? Damn the Rams and Lions game. They just like pointing at each other. That's all they're doing. But this Eagles and Bucks game, dang,
Um,
those birds are dirty.
and they're playing in Tampa, right?
Yes, yes.
They're playing in Tampa. All right, that's gonna be big. Who do I have? I'd love to see the Eagles pick it back up and get back on some sort of a track. Um, but I'd also love to see the Bucks continue the sequence if that makes sense
Oh, for
of
sure.
getting up out of here. So and then that'll be a good one for Baker as well. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. I want the Bucks to come out victorious with this game. Um, because I do know the Eagles have a whole lot to play for, and they're on the road. Coming off of a tough one, and they've got some recovering to do. They've got some some transition to make, and I think the Bucks are in a good place to go ahead and try to take advantage of that. Especially playing at home. Especially playing at home this late in the season, they kind of can control where it goes and how it goes from here. So I pick Bucks.
Perfect, perfect. Look, I'm going to slide right into it. We're going right into college football a little bit, folks. We won't be much longer with you. But as we know, arguably one of the best coaches, one of the best head coaches in college football, Nick Saban. We saw that breaking news happen the other day. I wanted to so badly jump out of work and like jump on here with you guys, but I couldn't. I had other responsibilities to take care of. But Nick Saban hanging up the headsets. I mean, but he's walking away fully. As many people like, is he gonna be an advisor? Is he gonna do like a Frank Beamer move, leave Tech but join as an advisor, be behind the scenes? I mean, he hasn't spoken about rejoining, or no word has came out about what he's gonna do. I mean, some people even rumored that Bill Belichick may be looking to go take his seat in Alabama. That would be crazy, as we know they were connected through their years. They both
Right.
having respectively been in nine championship games, and won six of them. Their records look almost identical. Weird.
Right.
And they always are talking to each other. But not only that, to talk about Saban a little bit, Saban, 292, 71 and 1. That record, like, to have a
That's
record like that is outstanding.
right.
11 SEC titles, which not only that, 2 and 0 going with LSU, as we saw his record there. Then obviously converted over to Alabama, and he's 9
Right.
and 1, holding many numerous records in that university. Um, Man, that I mean, see that guy walk away was like, what? He's leaving? Like I thought he would die at Alabama. I'll be honest with you,
Right.
I really thought he would die at Alabama. With Bill Belichick dying in New England, like they both just go down. Like I just
Yeah, they
picture
were
them,
kind of like the same guy almost, right?
yeah, like buried in their headset, buried with their like they literally in the casket got the whole headset on, just like I just can picture Alabama casket, everything, like the band's playing, like I can picture that. Not that I hope Nick Saban has a healthy life and I hope he lasts for a long, long time. So not
That's
wishing
funny.
anything like that on him, but I just picture this whole thing like a Mardi Gras for
Right.
them and for both of them, but it's not going to happen. Um, Now I'm going to jump right into this game because talk about it. I'm going to get to your special teams. The college football national championship game. We watched this. We watched this, and we know that the Huskies just got torn to pieces. Michigan had their number 34-13 in this game. Harbaugh still said that the question of the legal system about potentially sign stealing and some other stuff with having people on the other sideline. I'm granted that's you get fully exposed and your man over there standing. It's hilarious, but I mean, I wish they would have put that thing to bed before they won the national championship, because now it's like, oh, well, you cheated to win. I'm like, so did the Patriots, but you didn't take their championships away. But I'm just saying, all honesty there, Michigan won the game. Now, let me share some stats here. It's going to be one sided here because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, the Huskies didn't have no stats to even look at. They
They
had
didn't
two
do
touchdowns.
anything.
I mean, I'm just saying this.
They were there
JJ
to put another team on
Yeah,
the field. That's about it.
yeah. JJ McCaffrey, he did look. This is the thing. This is where your one department takes over. Their quarterback, 10 of 18, 140 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't score a single thing. He went in that game just maintaining the game on his half. They were
Yeah.
like, as long as you don't throw any picks, you don't do any fumbles, now you can see how one department can take a team and win a bowl. Now, the running back core, I was going to highlight one running back, but then I'm like, damn it, that's not even fair. The running back department itself, 38 carries, 303 yards, in four of them things, four touchdowns in the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, and McCaffrey, he was in that mixture. The quarterback was in the mixture running the ball some, but he didn't score any touchdowns. And I'm just like, how? Did like I mean, and granted, if you watch the game, the Huskies quarterback, he did get nicked up in one play.
Yeah, he
Um,
was a little bumped up, you know.
yeah, I mean, he'll still have a successful career going probably in his eligibility running up, and he'll probably obviously go to the draft. But he did get
Yeah.
nicked up. He got nicked up. I'm like, dude, he got hit one play. What happened to other quarters that he played? What you
Right.
could have been up? You could have been up 34, but you didn't score. Your offense couldn't
And
even
the
touch.
quarterback don't play defense, so the quarterback ain't out there stopping the run.
Correct. Correct. That game was just ugly. It was one sided, and I was just like, at
It's
first,
like that
I was thinking
Oregon
it
and
could have
Liberty
been
game.
very good, but they gassed out. Like they gassed very early, and they
Yeah.
got injured very early, and that put what we see 34-13. And the whole look, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Harbaugh family, from the old brother to the twins, well, I guess they're twins though. They look alike, I guess you want to say. But the whole family, that bloodline, they're all either bowl winners or Super Bowl champions. I'm like,
Yeah,
God, they're worse than the Manning
you got a
family.
line of
I,
winners for
I
sure.
almost want to put them side by side in the chart and see whose net worth reaches the most because you got a lot of quarterbacks and then you got brothers. Like it
Yeah.
is brothers on both sides. I mean, that's just outstanding to see. And I mean, congratulations to Michigan, regardless of what that court case may go through with finding them, finding Harbaugh liable for cheating,
But didn't
especially
he
after
say in the
taking away.
post game interview that that had already been rectified and settled, and that's why he didn't really entertain much of it and kind of
I
went
think
went
it
the route
did.
that he went.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it's one of those things
Because I think
where
he was more so kind of saying like I gave the people what they wanted. I had nothing to hide. But it's all settled and over with. The truth is out now, and the truth is what I'd been saying. So I just like to kind of move on and celebrate the win and things like that. That's kind of what I gathered from his post game. Because I know they had asked him a specific question about it, and one of his players was gonna say something. He said, "No, I'll speak to it." And he basically said, as we all know, it's kind of been settled and dropped, or not dropped, but settled, and the truth has come out, and we're not in the guilty party. Um, although everyone might have wanted us to be, and or at least that's what I grasped from it. That may not have been what he said, or not close to what he
I
said,
think
but that's
so. I think we're on the same page here. I think it has been kind of done. It's over. I liked how when this thing first sprung out, Stephen A. Smith said on first take, like, get it over with. Don't drag it.
yeah.
Like,
Don't
there's
drag it.
no need because what's going to happen is what's going to happen anyway. If people go, well, they still cheated. But if the league has already deemed it like, hey, it's done. We didn't find anything, or they
Then
did
it's
find
done. Yeah,
something.
you can't argue
It's
it.
done. Like the
Yeah.
Patriots. Look at the Patriots. How many times did they actually legitly cheat right in front of our eyes, and we still let them keep their rings? I mean,
and, and,
at that
and,
point,
and unfortunately, but also very realistically, not saying cheating is the name of the game, but in the sense of how you review, how you scout, how you game plan, it all kind of comes back down to stealing information from the opponent. Whether that's reviewing old film, having an station, or finding something online, or driving past the practice field because it's on my way home. You never know. Hell, you,
you
you
don't.
you might have a kid that was sent to your practice. You don't know who the kid is, and they don't know who you are, but they're leaving with a set of information. That's why there's now such things as closed practices.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
things like that, because that's kind of how it goes. You take note. Even when watching film, you may be watching the film from the game, but then you take a glance at the sideline on that set of film, and you go, "Hey, every time they line up like this person signals that, and then this happens."
For sure.
So now, throughout the week, we're gonna practice that. We're gonna game plan for that. So when we see the coach in red on the other sideline do this 3 times, we know exactly what to go to. That's how you line up on the ball, and the defense call out exactly what you about to run. Now you got to check, and you look into the sideline for another play, and your coach is over there like run it, and you like, coach, if we run it, this ain't gonna go good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so is it really cheating? I don't know. Because once you get to the other side and you have to be a part of gathering that information to be successful going into the game week or going into the game day, you can kind of see. I mean, you definitely understand how it can be viewed as cheating, but without it, everything else doesn't work. Now, I'm not saying no one went above and beyond and probably was in places that they weren't supposed to be, because people definitely do that too. But that's a very it's very, very, very rare, because that's something that's highly looked after and looked for. So to just be out doing it is wild.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, jumping right over into that conversation, Coach. I gotta give it to you because you're part of special teams. You're a huge people. Some people say, "Oh, special teams, what is that?" And some people don't even know. They think people are just kicking balls, and they either kicking the ball into a net or they're
People don't
trying to.
even know the
Oh,
difference between a kicker and a punter.
they don't. They don't. They think it's the same guy. They think it should be the same guy. In some
Right.
instance, I've sat at a bar, or not even that, in a casual conversation, watching a game, and they're like, "Well, the kicker goes down. Why can't the punter just come out there?" I'm like, dude, the punter may not even understand any of the technique unless you're a
Yeah,
Swiss Army knife like yourself, or you're
exactly.
Craig the
I
Leg
mean,
Peterson. You guys
you
do
gotta
it all.
understand. Most guys, once they reach the college level, especially once they reach the professional level, what they came in as is what they're performing as, right? And in the world of specialists, there's guys who do one job. So there's guys who just kick because they can't punt. Not to say that they can't learn punting or that they haven't learned punting. They're just better at kicking than they are punting. So they go the kicking route. You got guys who are just punters because they don't kick as well, right? Or just don't know how to kick at all. Then you have guys who are considered dual kickers, right? You kick and punt very well. Those are your more marketable guys. Look at your Pat McAfee's, right? He's kicking off. He can kick field goals. He can punt very well, right? But you don't have a lot of guys that can do that. So it's because you have guys that do that and have those capabilities that we're all grouped in as one,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just the same as people don't know the difference between a center and a long snapper. Two totally different types of snaps.
Oh
First of
yeah.
all,
Oh
right? A whole different purpose and point behind what the job is to get done. And that's why I love talking about it so much because not a lot of people even have the slightest idea of who's who and what's what. Um, but yeah, man, that when it comes down to specialists and things like that, it's one to be it's a topic to definitely indulge in and learn more about. I think that helps people to understand um more about what's going on in the game overall, especially when it comes to why do certain teams struggle in certain areas in the field, or why does my team always do this when we get here, or why does a team even do this to pin a team here, right? Things that information that I've had to share with my staff, just like I said with the individual kicker or punter or the dual guy, the difference in between that, things like how to kick inside the 20 to try to pin a team. You don't always kick it out of bounds. Different aiming points. There's a whole method to the madness, and a lot of times we don't understand why. Yeah, everyone wants that ball to drop on the one, but how does it drop on the one? How does it get to the one? Right? We disregard the guys that are huddled around the ball, walking with the ball to pin it at the one. But where did that ball drop, initially hit, and then walk from or roll from? Right? We, there's no Velcro surface field, and there's no Velcro surface ball, so it's not just gonna stick and stay. And it's very rare, even on a grass field. It has to be severely muddy for that ball, and it has to come down perfect, nose down, and just stick right in that spot for those just those simple things to happen, right? You can't see the wind and the rain and the elements and the traction of the turf or the grass. You can't see that from the couch at home. You see what I'm saying? And when everything that you do as a specialist comes down to having to operate under a specific type of time, unfortunately, the room for error gets this big that fast. So yeah, let's dive into that.
Let's get right into it. So we got about 15 minutes. I'm not going to hold the individuals long because I know they're probably going to their
Okay.
respective food and dinner or whatever it may be. And I know my pup across the room, she's looking at me like, so, hey, what's the dinner? And I'm going, oh no.
No.
But in the meantime, look, getting right into it. Look, Coach, I greatly appreciate taking this time to give this expertise. But I want to
Yes,
go
sir.
into this. So when people see this, they see kickers as we familiar with as Viking fans are in the house still. We saw the Seattle Vikings game. We saw not only they were probably when I call it the ass cheek of the goal line, and they literally could, I mean, just pew, it pew,
Yep.
like almost like you can literally throw the football from that distance and get it in. And yet, not only the elements, like you said, it was extremely cold. The wind was a little, I think it was a little stiff that day. It was like the whole environment was just brutal for them. Whoever's out there playing, I'm surprised they even still alive. I'm surprised not frostbitten everything from the top of the crown to the bottom of your toe.
Oh, for sure.
But the kicker or a special teams member, yet again, just he shanks it. He just shanks it. He just takes it right
Yeah.
on to the side. Can you run
And
people through that?
that happens. That happens. Like I think we touched on it earlier, and I tell people this all the time, and it blows their mind when I say it. But the close field goals are your hardest ones, and the reason for that is you have the least room for error. You got to think when you're backed up at a little bit of distance, you can use the elements to your advantage. You can use the wind, you can use the angle, you can use your natural draw on your ball that you hit, right? Whether that be your A ball or B ball, that's a more specific term, but you can use your natural draw on that ball to get it to go or land where you want it to. The closer you are to your target, the harder it is to actually make the kick. And I always tell people or show people, hey, let me scoot you up to the goal line and see if you can get the ball over the crossbar from here, as opposed to kicking from the 20-yard line or the or further back, right? Because now there's a little bit more that you have to do to manipulate the ball. Not only that, outside of the physical portion, kicking's already 90% mental, right? Kicking is 10% physical. Same thing comes down to punting as well, right? The more you think about it, the harder it becomes, which is why the closer kicks are also the hardest. Oh, I'm right here. I can't mess this up. It should be easy. And the one thing we won't tell ourselves, one thing we'll never say to ourselves is this is a chip shot, because that pisses us off faster than anything else. Nothing's a chip shot, right? It's just an adopted term from I don't know where, but that drives all specialists up a wall because nothing is ever a chip shot, right? Just like you said, you may be able to throw it in from that distance. That's where things get tight for us. No different than a quarterback trying to operate in the red zone. You don't have the room and the comfortability that you're used to, right? So things get tight and things get forced in tight situations, right? So
True.
a lot of people wouldn't even draw that reference because it's two different sets of play style. So back to kicking being 90% mental, that's where you'll get a lot of those miss hits, those shanks, or those wide lefts, wide rights, without it being intended to happen. Look at the Cowboys kicker from what was it last year or the year before last? They're in the playoffs, and he just couldn't make one to save his life. But what a lot of people
Look,
didn't
Prevost,
know is
I'm not going to break your stride there, but I think it's just the damn Dallas Cowboys. They can't find enough player that's worth anything. I'm just
well,
going to have to tell you there.
hey, well, I'll tell you this: he couldn't get right at home, and he couldn't get right on the road. But it's when you're kicking indoor and when you're kicking outdoor, it can mess you up. And then when you get the pressure on your back, that can mess you up mentally as well. So what a lot of people didn't take note of or even realize with him at the time was he changed his approach. He changed his steps. He changed his swing about 5 times in 4 weeks. That's never good, because our main thing in our position is about recreating the little things every single time over and over and over. That's how you maintain your consistency. That's how you maintain your speed, your pace, your power, your control, and your overall execution. The moment you change the slightest thing, I mean, if you're used to stepping 12 inches on your first step, as opposed to all of a sudden I took a 6-inch step, that's going to change your last step going into the ball. Things like that. Oh, well, he slipped when he hit the, this or that. All of those things go into it. Hey, you never know during warmups. He may have had a bad warm-up session and he's still stuck at an hour before the game started. I don't trust my plant because it wasn't planting all pregame. But I don't have the time or the opportunity to stress that or express that to anybody right now, because what do I need to do? Get out on the field and get the job done. Same thing for punters. Hey, the offense got us backed up. I know you got your heels at the back of the end zone. Take a step up to shorten the space that you have so that you don't accidentally step out the back of the end zone. But because now I know they're bringing the house, I'm going to go away from the simple fact that I just need you to catch this ball and get it going, right? I'm going to now request that you completely flip the field, land this ball on the other 20-yard line from the back of our current end zone. Now, some people can do it. Most people can't, right? Not saying that the punters at the NFL level can't hit a ball like that, but under pressure situation, they're only going to catch that ball and get it going, right? That's when you create a block. That's when you create a shank. That's when your punter starts to overstride and do things that he wouldn't typically do, even in a high stress situation. So now he's trying to satisfy the coach, he's trying to satisfy the call, but now he can't execute now how he normally executes, right? Because of those small alterations or those requests that may go into affecting their actual execution or their gameplay. So that's especially with all the guys that I work with, no matter whether it's from the recreational level all the way up to the professional level, you're gonna have a coach no matter where you go, and you have to please your coach. You have to play for your coach. You got to play by your coach, but you always have to, as a player, understand the difference between understanding and expectation, right? Experience, right, and understanding versus expectation and regularity, right? This is what your position says you're supposed to do versus someone knowing what you need to do, how to fix it, how to maintain it, or even keep you up or boost you up in those high pressure situations. So that comes into the mental stability of your specialist, right? And that's why when you propose certain games and matchups and things like that, me looking at the specialist units on either side help to sway my answer, because who's got a stronger unit, who's got a stronger overall, more consistent unit. And at the professional level, even at college, because I get contacted by some people every now and again speaking on our specialists over at Virginia Union, and just how strong they are, and how well they execute, and how consistent they are. And yes, I do play a part in that as their coach, but it's all them. It's all them. It's the work, the dedication that they put into it. It's the mental work that they put into it more than the physical work. So I don't have to. We as a staff don't even have to worry about them in high pressure situations.
Oh, I think we may have lost Prevost. I'm not for sure. I'll give him a few moments to kind of jump back in and see if he do. Might be some technical issues or errors on his end, and maybe a phone call. I'm not for sure. But anyways, guys, look, that was Anthony Prevost. Not only that, crushing into the NFL playoff week, where not only we had the Browns and Texans, we talked about the Dolphins, Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Packers, Cowboys, Rams, Lions, and then to finish off Monday night as the Eagles and Bucks take that stronghold there, and then the Coachcations, as I called it. And Prevost loved the way I called it, Coachcations. And we saw a bunch of coaches take the black light and be pushed out of not even pushed out, but axed out of their teams. Again, guys, you be blessed. We got football this weekend. Watch your teams win, lose, or draw. I love you both. But in anyways, it's been a blast. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to bring Prevost back in a few weeks. We're going to have a special teams um, panel of him, Craig DeLay, Peterson, and others across the boards. But it's been an honor. And much love to you, Prevost. Much love to you, fans. And much love to football. I'm saying be blessed. Save the rest, guys.